Good evening, Zimbabwe. Welcome to Live Talk, The Connection, a platform where we discuss issues affecting young people. We are coming to you from Studio 7 at the Voice of America in Washington. This Tuesday, August the 23rd, 2022. I am Tungamili Nkomo. Tonight, we are continuing the conversation around the hiking of election fees, which has triggered backlash from across the political spectrum. The Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights announced today they are filing a court challenge on behalf of opposition politicians Egypt Zinemu Nenzwa, Harare North lawmaker Rusty Makam, and pro-democracy activist Tapiwanashe Chiriga. The lawyers are demanding that the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission should, and I quote, within 72 hours withdraw exorbitant nomination fees it gazetted last week. ZEC announced on Friday candidates running for president in the 2023 general elections will have to pay a nomination fee of $20,000 United States dollars, a 20-fold increase from just $1,000 in the 2018 elections. Aspiring members of parliament will pay $1,000 US dollars, while Senate and council candidates will have to fork out $100 US dollars to file their nomination papers. Election observers are also required to pay between $100 US dollars and $400, while obtaining a copy of the voters' roll will also come at a high price. While political parties are uniting and calling on the Electoral Management Body to revert to the 2018 charges, ZEC spokesperson Jasper Mangwana is pushing back, telling the state broadcaster ZBC tonight that the benchmark for participating in elections in other countries is even higher. And tonight we are asking the youths, has electoral democracy just become too expensive for them? Can those aspiring for political office afford the new fees, especially with the high unemployment in Zimbabwe? Lichona njani Zulugandaba siyahlangana kuhlelo labasakhulayo olwe Live Talk The Connection. Namhla sixoxa ngokukhwezwa kwembadalo yokuncintisa kukhetho okwenziwe yiZimbabwe Electoral Commission. Ofuna ukuncintisa kukhetho lukamongameli sokumele akhokhe inkulungwane ezingama-20 zamadola eMelika, i-20,000 US dollars, yona ekhwele isuka kunkulungwane eyodwa kuphela, i-1,000 US dollars. Abancintisa kukhetho lamalunga eParliamente bona sebezahlawula inkulungwane yamadola, i-1,000 US dollars. Limali ikhwele isuka ku-50 US dollars. Abancintisa kukhetho lamakhansila lamaseneta bona sebezahlawula $100 lamadola eMelika, i-100 US dollars. Kuthi abafuna ukuhlola ukuthi ukhetho luqhutshwa njani esingathi ngama-election observers, wona sizabhadala imali ephakathi kwe-100 US dollars le-400 US dollars. Abadinga ukubona ugwalo lwe-voters roll labo kumele babhadale imali ephakathi kwe-$10 le-150 dollars. Kwaziwa iva tereri nasi mochirongwache Live Talk The Connection tiri kutarisa nyaya yekukwizwa kwemari zinofanirwa kubhadharwa neavo vachakwikwiza musarudzo dza 2023. ZEC inoti vanoda kukwikwidza musarudzo yemutungamiri wenyika vanofanirwa kubhadhara zviuru 20 zvemadhora ekuAmerica kana kuti 20,000 US dollars. mari iyi yakwira kubva pachiuru chimwe chete US 1000 iyo yakabhadharwa nevakakwikwidza musarudzo ya 2018. Vachakwikwidza musarudzo dzenhengo dzeparamende vachabhadhara chiuru chimwe chete chemadhora ekuamerica 1000 US dollars, uye vanoda kuva makanzura nemaseneta vachabhadhara $100 remadhora ekuamerica 100 US dollars. Vanoda kuongorora sarudzo kana kuti ma-election observers vachabhadharawo mari iri pakati pe$100 remadhora nemazana emadhora mana emadhora ekuamerica between 100 US dollars and 400 US dollars. Vanodawo gwaro revavhoti kana kuti voters roll vachabhadhara mari iri pakati pemadhora 10 nemadhora $150, $10 kuinda ku $150. Mubvunzo mukuru watiri kubvunza vechidiki nhasi ndewekuti vanayo here mari iyi. And we begin our show tonight with opposition CCC party deputy spokesperson Gift Ostalo-Siziba, who said this in an interview with VOA reporter Mlondolozi Ndlovu.
Every right-thinking Zimbabwean bears the responsibility, politically, moral, and constitutional, to reject this gazetted position by ZEC, because it disenfranchises and demobilizes people and infringes on people's liberties and rights to contest in politics. We as the Citizens Coalition for Change have no problem with paying whatever figure is gazetted to ensure that we contest the next election and form the next government. But we have got this principal difference with the gazetted price, because the fee is irrational and the fee is astronomical. We believe that it must be reviewed so that it does not infringe on every Zimbabwean citizen who has got the right enshrined and protected for in the Zimbabwean Constitution to contest in political offices, as long as they have the reasonable support that is required for by the law. So we believe that it's astronomical. We believe that it must be reviewed. We believe it must not be infringing on people's rights and liberties, particularly the right to make political choices and the right to be able to provide the necessary leadership for our country.
Opposition Citizens Coalition for Change interim deputy spokesperson Gift Ostalo-Siziba speaking from Harare. While some ruling ZANU-PF members have privately told VOA Studio 7 they are equally outraged by the hiking of the election nomination fees, Party National Director of Information and Publicity, Tafadzwa Mugwadi, says they have yet to come up with a formal position.
Kaona Zimbabwe Election Commission vachiisa mutemo wavo wekuti vanga vachinge vakwidza inodiwa kuti vanhu vange vachizokwanisa kuva vanokwikwidza musarudzo inoitika munyika yezimbabwe. Vamwe vachitsutsumwawo nazvo. Isu semusangano weZANU-PF hatisati tagara pasi takapinganirirwa nebandiko redu reelections directorate zvekare nevatungamiriri vedu nemusangano wecentral committee nepolitbureau. Kana ivavo matare iwayo asati agara pasi tinenge tisina chokutaura pamusoro pezvinhu zvakaita seizvozvo zvinenge zvaitiwa, nokuti tinozopedzisira tinge totaura zvatinofunga senhengo kana kuti sevashandi vemusangano. Tigwara vemusangano zvokutaurwa kwarinoitwa nemutungamiriri wedu vamunangagwa rinotidzidzisa kuti tinotaura mashoko uye nokufambisa mashoko anenge awiriranwa nezvisungo zvinenge zvatorwa neutungamiriri wemusangano pamatare matare iwayo kuti zvisungo izvozvo. Saka pari zvino kana matare iwayo asati agara hatigoni kutaura pfungwa dzedu, nokuti musangano tinotaura pfungwa dzeruzhinji dzinenge dzawiriranwa neutungamiriri neruzhinji rwavanhu. Saka pari zvino hatina zvakawanda zvatinogona kutaura, asi chatinongoziva zvedu ndechekuti hachisi chinhu chitsva. Tikutarisawo zvinenge zviitika kune dzimwe nyika. Munoziva imi kuti sarudzo hadzisi muZimbabwe chete, dzinoitwa pasi rose, asi dzimwe nyika dzine nzira dzakaita seidzokuti vanhu kuti vange vachikondesa kana kukwidza musarudzo vanofanira kunge vaine mari dzavanofanira kunge vachibhadhara zvinoratidza kuti hongu vari serious vakazvipira kunge vachida kutungamirira nyika kwete zvokungoti nokuti kwanzi kwaita sarudzo takutonoti ndiitewo sarudzo. Hongu ikodzero yavo kunge vachidaro, hongu ikodzero yemunhu wese kungoti ange achikwikwidza.
ZANU-PF National Director of Information and Publicity, Tafadzwa Mugwadi, speaking about the hefty nomination fees announced by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. And now to discuss this hot button issue, we are joined by 4H Zimbabwe Foundation Director John Muchenje. Mr. Muchenje, good evening and welcome to Live Talk. Mr. Muchenje, I can barely hear you. Good evening.
I'm here. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am hearing you faintly, but I can only pray that the viewers and listeners can hear you appropriately. What do you make of the decision by the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights to mount a challenge against this fee hike by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission?
Okay, thank you very much. We as an organization that represent the young people and also promote young people to participate in a meaningful democratic processes in Zimbabwe. The fees that ZEC set, we have got, I think, a comment as an organization. We also put our statement there. As an organization that pushes for young people, we feel the fees are slightly higher and exorbitant, especially considering the young people that we have in Zimbabwe that are economically disadvantaged. We are saying fees should not impede Zimbabweans to aspire on any position. But on the presidential candidates, the fees that ZEC put from our own side, I think they are quite reasonable. We don't want to see a scenario where we have got a two-page document for presidential candidates. But the fees should not impede someone to stand. So we actually say we need to at least have a presidential candidate for you to participate. We have at least 25% of the seats that are available. For example, MPs, we have 210 seats. So for one to stand in as a president, you must have at least 25% of those seats throughout the country. Same with the councillors. But our plea to the authorities, be as an organization, is for young people that are standing in any election that are below 35, that at least they should get a 50% discount or a reduction only for the young people, because we represent the young people. So we are speaking on behalf of the young people that are aspiring to be MPs or councillors.
Thank you there, Mr. Muchenje, and please do stay on the line as I bring in our second guest. That's Mr. Ngobizita Donga, Advocacy Programs Officer for the Zimbabwe Christian Alliance. Mr. Donga, good evening and welcome to Live Talk.
Good evening, sir, and thank you very much for having me on the show.
One of the refrain, Mr. Donga, that we are hearing from critics of this increase is that democracy is now for sale in Zimbabwe. The Americans say it's a highway robbery. What's your take? Do you agree?
Yeah, I think as a youth, concerned about the transactional nature of the politics in Zimbabwe. It's now deriving from the norm of having people equally participating in democratic processes. Our politics is now solely focusing on the transactional nature of participation, which is a hindrance to youth and people that are coming from a disadvantaged position. So it's something that we are really concerned as a demographic.
Ngaleyo ndlela Tonga ubona abasakhulayo abanengi kubaphazamisa kakhulu lokhu yini bese hluleka ukuncintisa kukhetho luka 2023.
Yes, sibone ngani abantu abaningi abatsha balesifiso sokuthi beparticipate kuma elections ka 2023. Ngakho ke ngakulo enqabelo sokuthi abasakwanisi ukuthola leyo mali ebalisela ama 20,000 nama 1,000 lawa afunakalayo ukuthi umuntu ebe ingxenye ayokhetho, kuba nzima ukuthi abantu abatsha beparticipate kuma elections lawa. Ngakho ke futhi lokhu kusitshengisa ukuthi abantu abatsha abaningi abasebenzi abala ndlela zokuthola imali zokuthi bekwanise ukuraise la ama-fees. So nxa sikhangele lokhu ngo-2023 kuzaba nzima ukuthi abantu abatsha bekwanise ukuba ingxenye yokukhethwa kulelo khetho luka-2023.
Umnumzana Muchenje esila ecingweni owe-4H Zimbabwe Foundation ngudirector uthi yena ngokubona kwabo yebo bayakuphikisa okwenziwe yiZEC, but when it comes to imali emele ibhadalwe yilabo abafuna ukuba ngumongameli welizwe uthi bayibona ilungile $20,000 ngoba kabafuni ukuthi iloba ngubani nje sengavuka sesithi hayi sefuna ukuba ngumongameli utholele i-ballot paper njengalokho esikubone ku last election. So kulabantu abedlula abangu-23 kumbe abedlula khonapho. Wena ulubona njani udaba lwemali kamongameli?
Ngokubona kwami ngibona ngani nxa sesikhangela ngaleyo ndlela yokuthi sikhweze imali kumbe inani yemali ukuthi ibe phezulu kwenzela ukuthi abantu abaningi bengabi ingxenye ye-ballot paper, siyabe sesiyenza lokho kuthiwa wa-stifling i-democracy. Ngibona ngani akulahlupho ukuthi singaba labantu maybe 30 or 40 umbono lwengilabo 30 or 40 i-ballot paper, but lokho kwesinye isikhathi kuyazongitshengisa ukuthi i-democratic space kumbe i-assumption to power ivulekile. Iyatshengisa ukuthi abantu balendlela zokuthi bengakwanisa ukuthi bebe yibo abakhokhelayo esigabeni. So yes, singathi uyancedisa ukuthi i-ballot paper ligcine ngabe nama-pages 2 kumbe 3, kodwa the more abantu befika khona khanaphana ku-ballot paper nezinye indlela kuyatshengisela ukuthi i-democracy yethu kumbe i-assumption to power yethu iyavuleka.
Ndidzokere kwamuri vamuchenje sesangano re-4H Zimbabwe Foundation iro rinoshanda nevechidiki, pane zvimwe zvamungaitawo here kubatsira vechidiki vanenge vachida kukwikwidza musarudzo? Let's say kuti maybe nyaya iyi haina kuzobudirira kumatare edzimhosva, pane zvimwewo here zvingaitwa nemasangano akazvimirira oga anenge sangano renyu?
Okay, thank you very much. What we are doing as an organization, we have issued our statement, and we will be also following the processes. But we are happy that there are quite a number of organizations, including the president for another opposition party, EGPT manager. It's actually filed the case. So Zimbabweans have to file, and I think quite a number of organizations will do that. So we also follow and support what the organizations are doing. But we as an organization that works with young people in terms of empowerment, we are doing some programs that we are doing, for example, capacitation of young people on economic activities, including farming, ensuring climate resilience. So what we are doing, we need these guys to be self-sufficient, to have their own resources. We did it in Urunge, a successful project where we did some community gardens that has benefited 400 young women in gardens. So these young women are now having their own resources, of which if they want to stand up as councillors, they can do that. So what we are also advocating, also appealing to other organizations like our 4H Zimbabwe, is let's try to capacitate young people so that we are not crybabies, but sometimes we might fail through the course. To make sure that the young people are economically empowered they have something that they have on their own, so that they'll be able to participate in these elections freely with their own resources, without waiting for other people to give us money to stand in as candidates.
As we wrap it up, ngibuye kuwe Mnumzana Donga, alubana belaleli abeZimbabwe Electoral Commission labakahulumende ikakhulu umphathi ntambo wezemithetho ngoba laye ulesandla kulolu daba. Alubana belalele lolu hlelo kuyini ongabaxwayisa khona kumbe ongakucela kubo?
Siyabonga njengabantu abatsha okokuqala sicela kwehlise isile abayifakileyo isenza singakwanisi ukuthi sibe yingxenye yokuparticipate kuma-elections. Then okwesibili-ke sicela ukuthi na kuzakuba lokukhweza kwentengo, ukukhweza kwama-fees, yenze kuthiwa ngama-consultations, bebuye ukuthi phansi ngakho bezosicela besibuze ukuthi kuphi lakuphi elifisa ukuthi sikwenze. Kuyancedisa ukuthi kube lobudlelwano obubakhona kuthina abantu abatsha alabantu abasikhokhelayo elizweni. So isicelo esikhona akithi from abantu abatsha.
Pachidimbu vamchenje daive zeki neve hurumende vakaterera ndapi mashoko amungada kusvitsa kwavari pamusana penyaya.
Okay, mashoko edu sebandiko roshanda nevana vechidiki ndekukumbira kuti kune vese vechidiki vari kumira vari ma-MPs ari ma-councillors vese mapato achange achiparticipata mari ya2023 tiri kukumbirawo kuti bhadharewo half yemari iri kubhadharwa nevanhu vakuru. For example, kana ndinoda kumira sa-MP ndiri muyouth ndofanira kubhadhara 50% of the amount of money iri kubhadharwa nemunhu mukuru. Ndochikumbiro chedu kuhurumende kuti vatinzivisewo sevana vechidiki. Then chimwe chandida kutaura ndakukumbira kuti kuzeki kuti tinofara nema-voter mobilization blitz avakamboita munana April. Tiri kukumbirazve zvekare kuti vamaite vavhurezve umwe mukana wokuti vechidiki varejeste zvekare kuvhota. Tiri kukumbira zvakare kuvanhu kunoburiswa zvitupa vechidiki vari kuchema nenyaya dzema-IDs. Chanda chikumbira hurumende yedu kuti vatibatsire kuti vechidiki pavanoendawo vachitodawo mabheti nezvitupa vakwanise kuzviwana, because munhu haakwanisi kurejesta kana kunge asina chitupa. Ndonyaya ndingakumbire kuhurumende nekuzeki panguva ino.
Aiwa, tinotenda zvikuru vaJohn Muchenje vesangano re4H Zimbabwe Foundation ndivo director, and also thank you Siyabonga Ngobizita Donga, advocacy programs officer wenhlanganiso yeZimbabwe Christian Alliance. Thank you so very much, gentlemen, and please don't go away. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. The United States Chamber of Commerce U.S. Africa Business Center announced last week the 2022 Africa Digital Innovation Competition's regional champions and top 10 continental finalists. The annual competition rewards African innovators, entrepreneurs, and startups for developing solutions through digital products and services that have a positive impact on African citizens. The top 3 winners will be announced in December in Washington, D.C. One of the 10 regional champions and continental finalists is FarmHeart Africa, a Zimbabwean-based company that is simplifying the value chain for small-scale farmers by providing logistics, market aggregation, and information on demand. We have Ryan Katai joining us via Skype. He is an official of the company. Welcome to our program, Mr. Katai.
Good evening. How are you doing?
We are doing great, and thank you for joining us. How did you receive the news that FarmHeart was one of the finalists?
I mean, we were very, but then at the same time, it came as, kind of a presentation. There were 100 nations, and pitching at that club, over the continent with companies probably that are ours, always a challenge. So for us, we were a champion in South Africa, become a continental that really.
And as we wrap up, because we are out of time, Mr. Katai, tell us a bit about what exactly you do as a company, as an organization.
So basically, we use technology that farmers face. Right now, we are. First one is logistics, the second access, and the third one is information access for farmers. So we give this free, and then there is some of the farmers who.
Do you think you are gonna make it into the top 3, or are you going to get the top prize? How confident are you?
We're very confident. We're very confident. If we don't, then probably we'll top 3.
We are having challenges with your audio there, Mr. Katai. I don't know whether you can try and shift from where you are. Maybe we can understand each other better. But let's try this one more time. What's your advice to other young people out there who may not have the opportunities that you have? Oh, unfortunately, we have lost Mr. Ryan Katai there. He is an official of the company of FarmHeart Africa, a Zimbabwean-based company that is simplifying the value chain for small-scale farmers by providing logistics. We hope they will win the top prize when the winners are announced in December. We wish you good luck, Ryan Katai. And as we wrap up Zimbabwe, remember we have our regular shows 7 days a week. That is indaba ngolimi lwesiNdebele nawo nerurimi rweshona mazuva ese Monday through Sunday, 27 days a week. Then Livetalk, we are 5 days a week. We are 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Thanks to our guests this evening, and please tune in again tomorrow. I am your host, Tungamili Nkomo. Good night, Zimbabwe.